Good to see them. Well, where do you stand if you buy tickets for an event and then it's cancelled later because of the pandemic? Can you get your money back? Let's speak to Kate Hardcastle, who's a consumer rights consultant, joins us now from Leeds. Good morning to you, Kate. So what's the deal? I buy a ticket today, full of excitement, and then 2 months' time, it's cancelled. Can I get my money back?
Yes, absolutely. There's been a huge change in the way that we as consumers want to engage and interact with businesses. We're looking for businesses just to be generally better, be that in environmental issues, ethical stance, and obviously in the way they deal with us as consumers. At the start of the pandemic, when people were scrambling around to try and understand where they stood with everything from holidays to tickets, there could be very long wait times. Indeed, trying to get hold of people or where you should get information from could be quite confusing from a lot of vendors. I think what we've seen over the past 12 months is a significant shift in the way that businesses have used technology to try and enhance customer services. And what you've just heard there from the organisers is a real clear understanding that we're still only working to milestones here. Things may have to adjust. There may be certain things you as a consumer have to do within your ticket guarantee, which you might not feel comfortable with. So you have to understand your full rights when you're buying, and those will all be available on the website. And then it's up to those vendors to make sure they're doing all they can to make this easy, particularly should there be need for any refund, that it comes through in a timely manner.
So that's if it's cancelled. What if I buy a ticket and it gets closer to the event and I just think, you know what, it just doesn't feel right. I don't feel confident enough about this. Maybe I haven't had a vaccine yet and I just don't want to go. Can I still get my money back in that situation?
The right to change your mind and your uncertainty, which is completely understandable, because there's many people who fear the fear of missing out. There are certainly people who have got a fear of starting back out again. I think is something we're all going to progressively go through, but it's going to be down to the vendor in terms of how much leniency they give you on just a change of mind. With your rights, it's all down to event cancellation or cessation, the fact that it's stopped or moving on, or you're going to have to accept a change of date, which might not be convenient. The right that you just perhaps don't fancy going anymore isn't always the guarantee that you're going to get your money back. So it might be the fact that if with permission you can resell the ticket, or you have to have a look in what you can do with the vendor in terms of swapping it out, maybe see if they could do a voucher for the next event. It's all down to the terms and conditions, and that's why I advise anyone who's rushing into these events, which I can completely understand after this period of numbness almost a lot of people want to do that. Go slowly, take information in, understand where you stand. And with many of us looking to our wallets and making sure we want to safeguard our cash for the next few months, I think it's wise to make sure that you're buying with care.
I guess with increased testing and security and keeping people apart a bit more than they used to, the cost for festivals and big events could increase, couldn't it? So we could be looking at increased prices this year.
I think there could be as well a very different experience from what people hold in their mind in terms of a nostalgic view. As you've just heard from the organisers, they're considering ways of how to do testing if it would be necessary. There might be additional queuing. Things just might not be that reflection in terms of how we've seen festivals in the past. Right at the start of this article, we're looking back and seeing the close proximity of everyone and the fact that you could just move freely. It might be a lot more organised. And again, I think that's very much down to us as consumers to work together with these businesses to understand that. But with nearly 1,000 festivals in the UK, and each of them having those small business micro centres where they're helping so many other organisations as well, I think it's right for the event organisers to be positive about the potential that they could be back on, because it's going to make a huge difference for so many businesses this year.
Kate, thank you very much indeed. It's interesting, isn't it, to see how it all works out.